Hello, hey, just trying to see if I can help you with calculator stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the equation for Mars and what's the force of gravity between the sun and the planets. And so we're going to go with Mars. And so it's going to be the same equation here. And I'm going to do the same thing here with Earth. And you should try this as well at home and see if you get that number, 3.54 times 10 to the negative times 10 to the positive 22nd. That's the one for Earth. So it gives you an example that you can try. I'm going to give you another example, hopefully, using this. Okay? And so hopefully you can see me over here doing this stuff, and I'm going to do it in the calculator as we go along. So what we have here is the sun is at a distance of 2.2794 times 10 to the 11th meters away from Mars. Mars is in an orbit. The sun has a mass of 1.99 times 10 to the 30th and kilograms, and Mars has a mass of 6.42 times 10 to the 23rd kilograms. And so for the calculator's sake and for the computer's sake, instead of using times 10 to the something, we're going to use the E because the E is on the calculator like this. And so if you follow along, hopefully you can get this. So I put in G. G is always this number, 6.67 times 10 negative 11th. That's capital G. It's the universal gravitational constant. It's always the same thing. This is the mass of the sun, and this is the mass of Mars, and this is the distance between between Mars and the sun, and we have to square it because that's squared. So the force of gravity is G times the two masses divided by the distance between them squared, which is G times the two masses divided by the distance between them squared. And all I'm going to do is do in the calculator, and I'm not going to write it out again. I'm just going to do it in the calculator, and that's what I would suggest to do. So 6.67 times 10 negative 11th. You just put in 6.67, and you hit EE, it brings that up. Use this button here for the negative 11. So that's the same thing as 6.67 times 10 negative 11th. Its order of operations, timesing is fine. So times 1.99 EE 30. And so that's the mass of the sun times 6.42 EE 23. Order of operations says I could just divide that, no problem. Divided by 2.2794. 2.2794 EE11. And now I'm going to square this. And so order of operations says you got to square this. Don't push any other buttons. So it's just that number sitting there. And I'm going to hit the add squared button. It will square just the bottom one. So add squared. And then if I push equals, I should get the right answer, which is 1.64. Sure, 1.6401, whatever you want, times 10 to the 21st power. The way you would write that, if you just write it like this on the computer, that will be fine. Okay, let's go back and let's do the one for Earth and see if we don't get the same idea. Okay, so real quickly, we will go back to the one for Earth. And so 1.99 times 10 to the 30th and 5.97 times 10 to the 24th. So I'm going to go back over here. And for Earth, was it 5.97 times 10 to the 24th? My memory just dropped away for a second there. Let's see. Yeah. And then the distance is 1.496 times 10 to the 11th. 1.496 times 10 to the 11th. So this is going to be 1.496 times 10 to the 11th. And that's going to be squared. So I do the exact same thing, but I'm going to substitute. Okay, and what number I want to get, as it shows on the other one, is 3.54 times 10 to the 22nd. So I want to get 3.54 times 10 to the 22nd. So do we get that? So I'm going to clear this out. 6.67 EE negative 11 times the mass of the sun, which is 1.99 EE 30. times the mass of Earth, which is 5.97 EE24, divided by the distance from the sun to Earth is 1.496 EE11. Don't touch anything. You got to push the at squared button to square it. It squares just that number. Equals, and I should get 3.54 times 10 to the 22nd. 3.54 times 10 to the 22nd. This is in scientific notation. If I was to write that number out, it would be 3 and a 5, 4, and you move the decimal places over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and that is newtons. So if you wanted to count that out, whatever, that's a gymongous number. All right, so anyways, hopefully that helps. Okay. See if you can get the same numbers in your calculator, and if you can, you're golden. If you can't, you're still golden. All right, have a great one. Good luck. Sayonara.